Howdy folks, and welcome back to another exciting video. 1969 Charger that I left in a barn for some dumb reason. Part 2. We're in the new shop as well, and we have a lot of stuff that we can get going. Today, we're going to be tackling making the Charger look a heck of a lot nicer. Part 1, we got the engine and transmission out, the front suspension completely, disassembled, sitting over in the corner. We're going to fix that today. Now, what we have planned is to clean up the engine bay inside of the car, in the trunk, and then we're going to clear coat right in there in the engine bay with some Poppy's patina. Now, also, the second part of that, we've got a fully tubular QA1 front suspension. Now, that includes uppers and lowers, the crossmember itself, as well as double adjustable coilover shocks. Cannot wait to see how this car rides and handles. So let's get started, see how much we can improve this car in that much time. The engine bay in this car never got cleaned. I mean, this is the original Oklahoma dirt from when I bought the car. I never even stopped to take a chance to detail this thing and make it look a little bit nicer. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just dirt that's built up that can be cleaned off. So we're going to do our same tried and true method. We're going to go through a little scrub pad, clean up everything, make it look a little bit nicer, and we'll take some of the Poppy's patina and clear coat everything so it looks nice and clean and lasts like that. So I'm excited to see how this green holds up. Now, we don't have any water here. We don't have running water yet at the shop, so I went and got a bucket and filled it up with water so we can use that. But we're just going to take our time, make it look a little bit nicer in here, and we're going to start with vacuuming up our authentic Oklahoma dirt. There's more of that authentic barn dust that you can't just buy anywhere. You want to bag it up and start selling it by the pound. Ew! That's gross. I'm using an Sos Pad. I've used these for years. You can get them at Walmart or basically any big store. They work great. It's just a steel wool with some soap, add a little water, and it works great to break up any light surface rust as well as any heavy built-on dirt. If you're not careful though, it can burn through some paint. Well, a little elbow grease went a long way. We have the inner fenders and the firewall looking a heck of a lot nicer than what they did. You actually see a little bit of reflection and shine now, because before it was just really nasty and dirty. Like I said, I never cleaned this thing out before I put the engine in. And this inner fender over here may not do as well just because probably a battery flipped over at some point. It happens, but for the most part, I'd say 90% of this engine bay looks a heck of a lot better. This green is going to look really nice. And up here, this black is going to look good too. We're going to do something with this. We're going to make this look a lot nicer with some clear coat. And to do that, we have Poppy's patina over here. This is their wax and grease remover, and then their clear coat that goes on top. It's all wipe-on stuff. It's really nice. I've used this in the past, and really great products. We're going to use this on every bit of the engine bay. And heck, I'm even feeling a little froggy. We might use it on the outside of the car too to protect the patina and make it look a heck of a lot nicer and give it a nice clear coat with a pretty shine. So let's pop open this wax and grease remover, get everything nice and clean, and then we'll see how this clear looks.
awful. Filthy to drive in, filthy to ride in, just awful. Dirt and dust flew everywhere. I did vacuum it out at one point, but it didn't help. Still very disgusting. Get that out of here. Wow. The floors in this car really aren't that bad, at least up here. The worst part is right here. So the day before we left, or maybe like 2 days before I'd say, we patched all these and just added some like pieces to screw over it because, you know, we were like, hey, we gotta go, we gotta do something. So we made these pieces out of just some sheet metal and screwed it all together. Now my ultimate goal for Power Tour is to make the car a driver. So I don't really necessarily care about the floor pans this instance. The car eventually needs, I have a full floor pan for it, like from here forward, brand new. I have a whole one-piece floor pan. So I don't want to rush that. I don't want to, like, you know, attack it and then not be able to finish it properly. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to do this after Power Tour. But we're just going to clean this up and then probably like put some kind of rust prevention coating on it just for now and get it looking a little like, you know, somewhat better because, you know, we might paint the floor or something just to make it not so stupidly ugly in here. The back seat was nice. We took it out because I didn't have, you know, a lot of trunk space because I had so many tools and parts. I was worried that this thing was going to blow up at any moment. So this one was packed full of tools, packed full of parts, and just had everything you could think of in it. This is Kevin's. This is Junkyard Digs. He gave me this O2 sensor because mine was running so rich that it actually destroyed the O2 sensor itself. So he gave me an air fuel ratio gauge that he had, and I never sent it back to him. So sorry, Kevin. I never did do that. We talked about it and I didn't do it. So we got to send this back to him or give it back to him at some point. So I need a new gauge, a new sensor, and put my old AFR gauge that's in the dash there, hook it back up. So we were just like trying to dial this thing in and figure out what the heck was wrong with it. Sure enough, it's the whole car. Like the whole car just needed to be thrown away and started new. But that's what we're doing today. We're going to throw it all away and start new. There's the center caps to the wheels. Trash. 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 This is very important. We're going to keep that. Some wasp spray. Get all these bolts. That's some kind of spacer. Do I need that? Probably do. It's probably for the seat. We need to build actual good brackets. I made those a couple days ahead of time before we left last time. There's a magnet for one day in Power Tour. See, June 11th in Sparta, Kentucky. So it's no longer magnetized. Trash. I don't know what this is for. Yeah, this is, okay, so this is probably for something to do with the power windows, maybe? I don't know. This car does have power windows, and I had to use the power probe tool and just reverse the polarity while I was driving down the road. I would hit, 12 volts here, ground here if I wanted to roll it down, then switch them to roll them back up. Because sometimes it would rain, and it would get hot, so I was driving down the road, switching wires, and that was not fun. So I'd like to have something fixed and figured out with my power windows. However, we have to do that, so we'll have to figure that out. Let's just set it up here for right now. Well, that's all the big trash out of the way. Let's get the vacuum in here. Tell you what, actually, let's take out the center console first, and then we can get the vacuum in here. Oh my Lord. Fetch me my drill. First time that's been out in a long time, probably since 1969. Look at all this carpet. Gross. I never was able to get that out because I didn't pull the center console years ago. There we go. Look at that. Doesn't it look much better? Ooh, she's running a little hot. Dieseling a little bit. All right. Whoa. Factor? Who's that? Heck yeah, it's Factor. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I just love Factor. They'll send you fresh, never frozen, ready to eat meals. All you gotta do is heat it up, either in the microwave or the oven. You got great things like the smoky maple barbecue ground beef right here. It's simple. For people on the go like me, all you gotta do is throw it in the microwave and go. When we're working in the shop, it's non-stop. We barely have enough time to even go to the grocery store, let alone make a meal. So Factor is perfect for stuff like this. And they're healthy, they're great for you. So let's throw it in the microwave and get a taste. Now, I love Factor because it takes out the guesswork. Whenever the cravings hit when I'm working, I don't have to worry about going to the kitchen, finding something to eat. All I have to do is pop one of these bad boys in the microwave, and as soon as I'm done, I'm right back to the charger. That's good. Tell you what, that was really good. Now, if you want to enjoy Factor just like I did, all you gotta go is click the link down below. It's go.factor75.com/DylanMcCool120. Go there, use code DylanMcCool120, and you will get $120 off of your order. Thank you, Factor, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to work. I have no idea what's in any of these boxes. Just a general idea. These are beautiful control arms. Look at those. Pretty, tubular. One more of these. Here's all my QA1 stuff. What do you say we unbox it all? Wow.
Are you actually tired?
Yeah, that was a lot. This is heavy. I don't know what this is, but it's so heavy. Ooh. Oh, these are the lowers here. Those are the lower control arms, I believe. Yeah, because they'll bolt into the cross member right there. Let's lay those out. So in case you're wondering, I mean, this is going to be a full tubular cross member with coilover suspension. I mean, everything is tubular. So it's going to be legit. Look here. Whoop. Yeah, I guess that's our uppers there. Woo! Yeah, driver left. Man, that looks good. It's a good day when you can open up boxes that look like that. Yes, absolutely. Let's see what we got here. Missed that completely. Let's try that again. There we go. This is my favorite. I love unboxings. That's what we need. We should do an unboxing channel, shouldn't we? This is all we need to do. Just unbox parts and look at it. Ooh, new spindles. Beautiful. Like that. It's all powder coated too, really nice. All brand new. Look at that. Those are beautiful. Anything else in here? It's just spindles. So I'll set these with the control arms. That's a spindle there and a spindle there. Which should we do next? The heavy one or the big one?
The big one.
The big one?
Save the heavy one for last.
It's probably something like beautiful. Well, all of it is so far. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's not even a corner. Never mind.
Dylan.
There's no opening.
Qa1 Sticker.
Ooh. There's layers to this. Yeah. Really packaged this bad boy up right, didn't they? Oh. There we go. Oh my. Yes. This is fully tubular crossmember. Look at that. Wow. This is stepped up a notch. Okay. Look at that. Fully powder coated. Got the beautiful QA1 logo right up front center. Look at these welds. That's nice. Really nice welds. I am in love. Okay, heavy box time. Oh, there. Bolts. Oh, what is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. Are these like the coilover adjusters things? I guess so. There's so much stuff in here. Wow. Where's the lid? Oh! There's some kind of sleeve. These bushings. Oh, these are boots. Rack and pinion extension. Ooh, 4-inch power rack and pinion extension kit. So, neat. So there's your boots for that. Set all that back in there. What we'll do is we'll set all this stuff up and take a look at it. Here's our nice bag of bolts. Cut this open. See what's in here. Oh, there's the rack right there. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. we're making it today. We are making it. That is amazing. What else we got? I guess these might be the shocks or something. Oh yeah, look at there. New shocks. Double adjustable. Good Lord. This is gonna be amazing. Oh yeah, stickers. Yes, perfect. The most important part, the QA1 sticker. Limited lifetime warranty too. See, this is what you get. You get good quality when you buy QA1. We're down to the last few boxes. See what else we got. Okay, here's all of our, I guess these are like the tie rod ends. Yeah. All the end links for like the rack and pinion and such, maybe. There's a lot of pieces. A lot of pieces. Okay, there's our, I was wondering about this. This is our adapter to go from the factory steering column, I assume, to go to here. Might have to, oh, it comes with some D-stock, so probably have to make some pieces here. So this is called double D-stock because it literally looks like a D on each end. So this is what you make your, steering column pieces out of. So you can put this side in here, and then this side is splined. So we'll have to figure out something with the column here, but we can make that work for sure. I guess these are some kind of bearing of sorts. There's an installation video. It gives you the link, so we're gonna have to watch that. I'm certain of it. See, I don't even know what this is. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure some of this out. I know that there's people who've, let's see. Yeah, there's some more U-joints in here. So I guess this is to go from the column, maybe, like for the factory column. Yeah, I guess you would probably have to cut your original column, slip it through there, maybe. We'll figure it all out. It shouldn't be too hard, right? Right?
No.
I hope not. All right. 2 more boxes. Okay, what's in here? A spring. Oh, is this the actual coil?
Always good to cut towards yourself.
Yeah. And there's our spring for our coilovers. There we go. Woo! Finally. We've prepped everything. We had to remove the bump stops. You just saw that. This nice and beautiful tubular crossmember is our first piece of this big puzzle. So let's pop that in and see how it looks.
look at that cross member. That looks good. QA1 Tubular Crossmember. Whew. I like that a whole heck of a lot. Man, does that look good. I can't wait. That's way better than this whole crazy suspension setup we had here. Weighs a heck of a lot less. Doesn't flex near as much, if at all. Way less complicated. Man, cannot wait to get this thing on the ground. You know what's exciting? Unboxing new parts. You know what's also exciting is when all these parts come with brand new hardware to make it all work. QA1 did that. Look at these tubular upper control arms. These are nice. These are so nice. They mount in the factory location, but it comes with all the hardware here. So you got 2 spacers and new bolts to make all this happen, and then these offset washers so you can actually track your alignment and get a proper alignment. You know, because a lot of times when you're working with factory hardware on stuff like that, a lot of times it's going to break, or, you know, they just don't want to give up. And it's nice to have these. It's really nice to have these. You saw me struggle before with getting the old ones out, and those were brand new. So, you know, just to have a little bit of extra newness here makes a world of difference. But we have this upper control arm. I went ahead and installed everything. The rod ends, basically, you just, you know, you can adjust these two by working this jam nut. So I put it all together. We can throw it in the car now and see what it looks like. And then once we do that, lower control arms go in, and then finally our spindle, and we can see what the suspension looks like back in the car. It's going to look really good. There we go. That looks good. The story continues with our lower control arms, all tubular, ready to go. Got it pre-assembled, let's bolt it in. Look at that. We've got the start of some suspension. That is awesome. Our next step in the process is to assemble our coilovers. And everything is included here. We've got our springs, we've got the shock itself, and these are double adjustable, so you can adjust the compression and the rebound of the shock. So right now, it's at the lowest setting, so I can move it by hand. Now, if I turn up the compression, I can't move it back down. So what that means is you can adjust the ride quality, basically. So same thing with the rebound, that's going back up. I can push it up, but now I can't because I've adjusted the stiffness. So it's a double adjustable shock. It's really nice to have. And again, it's all self-contained now. We got rid of the torsion bars because this is our suspension. So we got this and this. We just have to assemble it. Now to do that, we're going to take our little collar here, slide that on, and then we're just going to thread it all the way to the bottom. Now, something that's new for this system here is rather than having these 2 different collars here, one that's a lock and one that's like a seat for the spring, they just have a set screw. So that little set screw right there, once you get your ride height where you want it, you hit that set screw, you tighten it all the way up, you're good to go. Now, on top of all this, we're going to need some anti-seize to make sure nothing gets locked up. So we'll take a little bit of this, and we're just going to put it on every bit of thread. And this just makes sure that nothing like galls up anything, because these are aluminum, and if it gets stuck or anything, then heck, you're going to be up the creek. I wish I had the stinking brush, but I didn't have any when I went. Let's get that in there. Properly make a mess real fast. There you go. I'll take this rag here. Make sure it gets in every thread that I can. Wipe it down real good. Alright, now we can put these roller bearings here. This is an optional little kit here, but it just makes adjustment a little bit easier. The way they worded it was a bearing sandwich. So we got a washer, the bearing in between, and then a washer on top. And we'll set this down onto the block here. All right, we got to take this eyelet off so that way we can get the spring on and then get the top hat. Okay, now we'll put our spring on, made in the USA of course, and then the top hat, and then put this eyelet back on, tighten everything down, we should be ready to go. Look at there, there's a complete coilover. That's awesome. There we go. We're just going to tighten up everything and then actually adjust the ride height because it's sitting way too high right now. But you get the idea of how things were supposed to look at this point. So now we have basically, you know, everything where it needs to sit. That looks really good. I was probably most excited about the coilovers, to be honest with you. That looks really good, doesn't it? I love that. So now once we do all that, this can come down and then we can bolt our spindle on. It is in. Before we put the spindle in, I'm going to take the adjuster here and adjust it to where the ride height is lower, so that way the spindle, it'll be in the way for like getting that wrench in here. So figured while we're here, it'd be a lot easier just to do it right now. Get it kind of close to where we want it at least. All right. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, perfect. All right. Now let's put some spindles in. Now our last piece of the puzzle is the spindle. Looking good. We've got our castle nuts. We'll tighten these up, torque them down, and then we can finally put our rotors on. Now I haven't installed the rack yet, only because they say in the instructions that on these oil pans that some of the center sump pans, like what I have, can cause interference as far as like clearance with the rack. So I'm going to wait until the engine's back in the car to finish up installing the steering and getting the rack in place. Plus I got to figure out my steering arm, the shaft itself, to make sure I have enough clearance for headers and stuff. So we're just going to wait on that, but we at least have, you know, everything ready, looking good. So there's your suspension, pretty much completely assembled, minus the steering rack, of course. We have the brakes on the way, so those will go on next. And as soon as we get those on, we theoretically can put wheels on it and set it back on the ground. So that looks really good. I've never touched the rear end of this car at all, except for it had a broken U-bolt, and I replaced that and put new brake lines on it, and that's it. I never touched the shocks, never touched the springs, nothing. I forgot I put axles in it. I did do that.
Ooh, this thing's hot.
It's hot. One here. That one's loose. Forget about the parking brake cables. Here we go. Rear axle is out. Nice. So, things that I did do to this car was, again, I rebuilt the brakes, and you can see how hot these brakes got. They've discolored themselves. I painted these gold, and they've turned red from where they discolored themselves from getting so hot, and it's because it was nearly impossible to stop this car. I did replace the brake lines, the brake hose, and I put this center section in it because it had a open 276. That was like an open 391. So what I want to do is just clean it up, get all the dirt and dust off of it, clean it up, paint it, make it look a little bit nicer. It's already got new bearings and new axles in it from Dr. Diff, so all that's new, but I want to convert all of it to disc. In the rear, I have new relief springs for it. I don't know if I'll reuse them because they're like a lift spring, but all of that's nice. So I want to replace bushings no matter what we do, and then go with new brakes on the back. So the rear axle's out of the way now, at least. I want to clean up underneath the car, get all that dirt and dust and junk out of the way. Let's just go ahead and roll her on back, get her out of our way. Well, that was a pretty successful day. Really enjoyed working on the Charger again. We got a lot of progress done. Got the Poppy's patina looking good. The QA1 looks really nice. Got the Brembo brakes on the way. Those are incoming. That's going to be on part 3, so don't miss out on that. If you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications, click the bell, all that good stuff. Like the video, because it tells me you guys are enjoying working on the Charger. You know, I'm really having a great time, but it really matters if you guys are having a great time. Now, in the rear, we still got to tackle the brakes, clean up the rear suspension, make it look a little bit nicer. And that's, you know, progress. We're making good progress right now. I'm really enjoying it, having a good time. And if you guys enjoy the Charger, you can get a Charger t-shirt. It's on my website. The link is down in the description below. Get you a Charger shirt, because everything that you guys buy, every t-shirt that goes out that's sold, goes directly back into cars like this. Not only does it support the Charger, but it supports the entire channel. So like I said, every single cent goes right back into stuff like this. You guys are the reason I have the channel. You guys are the reason that I'm able to do what I do, so I greatly appreciate you. And even if you can't buy a shirt, even if you don't have the means to, I still appreciate everybody being here, no matter what you do, no matter where you are, no matter what kind of car you have, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.